Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Baka podcast.
Baka.
It's amazing how every time you open your mouth, you prove you're an idiot.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Baka. We're an anime podcast where every 2 weeks we come together and discuss an anime as if we're a book club, and then we turn that discussion over to our audience to let us know what you thought. If you ended up watching it, we can't seem to hit those, but you know what? That's okay. Maybe we'll bring some people to watch this anime. We are discussing. I can't read that. Hey, Jason, could you help me out? What's this anime called? We'll wait.
Evil Lord. I am the evil lord of the Galactic Empire. No,
Intergalactic, I think.
Intergalactic
Otherwise, I think
Empire?
you're right.
Intergalactic Planetary.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, the title's it's on the podcast. I'm not typing it. Someone else will have to, but it should be there by the time this publishes. Anyway, that's what we're discussing. And to do so, I need the help of my co-host. First off, with his mecha hot take, he's the Pacific to my rim. It's Jeremy.
Western mechs are more interesting. Slow, plodding, heavily armed. Yeah. Sorry, Gundam.
All right. And with his mecha hot take, we have the Pacific to my rim 2.
I was gonna say you've done that.
Come on, man. We're like 200 episodes in. Of course I've done it.
I'll use that one.
Mechas will never make sense, even though they look really cool. And so we will never see them as in sci-fi in ever.
Oh no, I've seen some interesting developments coming out of Japan.
It will never be as efficient or as deadly as a drone swarm or just a tank. But they're
What
cool.
if it's like a control hub for the drones with guns?
And
I don't know, you're probably right. You're probably right. Drones just
And a sword.
What?
no.
One elemental strike squad is more dangerous to a star formation than another star formation.
I disagree with that.
Just saying.
And my name is Troy. In my mecha hot take, aerial combat is just funner to watch.
Again, that doesn't make sense either. They'd just be in fighters. Anyways.
What? No. I'm saying like flying around in spaceships and jets is way funner to watch. A Star Wars space combat is way better than anything Mech Warrior has ever done in its entire life. Like the worst Star Wars space combat, like the Lego cartoon.
So you're not talking
still
games,
more fun to watch.
I think the old BattleTech cartoons from the 80s could probably get up there with the Star Wars ones.
The Robotech ones were really good when they turned into jet fighters. Boom!
Hey, I think we have an anime to discuss, right?
Robotech was good. Yes, Troy, we do.
Oh,
we have an anime to discuss.
Oh, you were asking me. All
yeah,
right,
the host of this thing.
All right, Jason, you picked this anime whose name is just too long to be remembered. What did you think with your non-spoiler review?
I think it was okay. It had a lot of funny moments. The story was very. It was one big parody. I'm not a big parody guy. And man, some of the story beats were not entertaining for me, but I didn't hate my time with it, so it is okay.
All right, Jeremy, your thoughts.
I liked it a little more than that. I totally agree. Like, there's a couple of story beats, but one for sure where I'm like, I'm not comfortable right now. But but the rest of the anime I thought was really entertaining. I enjoyed the characters. It was definitely a comedy anime, which is kind of weird because you're not really sure of that at the beginning of the anime. It seems like it's taking itself fairly seriously, I think it does a good job of tying back into um the events of that first episode, and also the there's certain things that I really want to call out. Like, there's development going on off scene, like out of the central group of characters, right? Like in a separate, totally different, but connected subsidiary set of characters. Things happen, things change. You get to see the impact of what this character is doing, and you don't see that in very many anime. I really like that. I thought that was cool. Um, it has great humor. There's a lot of it that lands really well, but it's also like it's a little bit pervy. Like, it has no trouble making pervy
Little?
jokes. A little bit.
I
And
think it's a little more
yeah, and
than
that's
little.
just a little right up my alley. I'll say this: I've never seen a mecha hip thrust before. That cracked me up. So yeah, it's
Spoilers.
well, I mean, you don't know the context. It's not during a battle, I'll tell you that. So yeah, it's I recommend it. I think it's worth a watch.
I would just like to respond to that scene, but I have to now wait till the scene.
Yes, you do.
I also really like
Tactics.
that. I thought it was extremely funny.
Yeah. Good.
Okay. Uh, my thoughts on the anime. I'm the
Mm.
negative Nancy today. Um,
Today.
they all heard the last episode. I know you don't remember the last episode because you're a goldfish.
I'm
But
sorry, we do a podcast?
Every week, it's a surprise.
I was definitely not the negative Nancy last episode. It was
I'll agree with
Leviathan.
that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, but I'm the negative Nancy here. I think I really like the battle, especially the final battle. I thought it looked really cool. I'm always up for jokes aside. I do enjoy watching a cool mecha space battle. There are some jokes that land very well in this comedy anime. I laughed multiple times. This hits that same. This hits all the problems I have with isekai. It's generic. It's lazy, which is fine. Like, you can have your pop. I don't want to ruin anyone's good time. It's not for me. I don't like this kind of thing. I don't even mind pervy jokes. This this has like some really dark stuff in the start, and then it's like, oh, and it's all silly, and I'm like, I'm feeling weird.
It's
There's
definitely
plenty to
not
get
deep.
into.
It's definitely
No,
not deep.
it's not deep, and I don't look. I do like my deep stuff, deep thoughts with Jack Handy. That's a reference. But it's fine that you can have a cookie cutter, you know, roller coaster ride of a story, and not have to always have deep meaning to be enjoyable. That's absolutely fine. It doesn't have anything to say, but there's context in what it does end up saying that I found disconcerting, and but mostly I was just bored.
Looking
But
for subtext.
no, that was there's subtext in the first episode, and then there was clearly no longer any subtext.
Yeah.
But like you guys have, Jeremy's already called out some specific instances that I agree were great. The those tertiary characters that show time and progress, I thought was a super clever idea, and it was one of my favorite parts of the anime. So it's not all bad or anything. It's just it's not my cup of tea. These generic isekais are for a different audience than me.
I thought I was gonna not like it because of the power fantasy thing, because that always like rubs me the wrong way. unless it's done really well. But even with the whole power fantasy, it was still funny enough.
I think one thing I'm a little tired of is anime writers, or at least these story writers, continually making excuses to have love interest with robots. I think that's just a little much.
Yeah, it is pretty
Like,
common.
this is like the third anime recently that is like, I'm gonna
Mhm.
make a case for robots. It's like, ugh.
It could be our choices though, like the anime we're picking just happen to be that over and over again.
You make a good point.
Selection bias here.
To me, it's a major. It has to do. Are they conscious or not? And we'll get into that character. Let's go to spoiler section. We have
Okay.
so much.
Yeah.
We apparently have a lot to talk about on this, and I don't
Yeah.
know why.
We go deep.
First off, though, everyone's favorite segment, Tanya's Take.
Hey.
Oh, now with a theme song, I love it.
A little jingle.
Tanya really liked it. At first, it was like riding around a 3, but once it got going, this thing got really good scores from her. She genuinely liked it quite a bit. We were laughing, invested. There was a
Jason.
lot of shock value. It's good.
Jason picking the winners.
Yeah, that's what she said. She said Jason did a good job.
My daughter said, "Are you sure you want to let them have choices?" And I'm like, "It's
Totally fair.
How dare she?
That was Tanya's Take. Can we get a closing jingle?
Tanya's Take.
There we go.
So good. All right. Thoughts on the opening and closing?
I like the song in the opening. The visuals were okay. They were serviceable. The ending was similar, just like a notch down as far as likability, but the picture of the maid here and there, it was a weird contrast because all of the pictures were like, they showed like you wouldn't be able to tell she was a robot, right? So like, or an AI. It's like this is an act, feeling person in stills. So if we're doing the I'm a robot, I don't understand emotions, and then you do that, it's weird. But
Well, she's having repeated stack overflows.
right, and her CPU is
I
getting
did
warm.
Yeah, I did enjoy, as silly as it was, I did enjoy their explanation for like, yeah, no, my logs, I have a lot of logs about that event. I guess that must be emotion. I don't know. Okay. Haven't heard that one before.
I need to
Creative.
confiscate that memory
Right now. Really? Every scrap.
Yeah. So
I
they were right.
Yeah, I liked the outro more than the intro. I thought the intro's visuals were great. The outro's visuals, they were fine, but I mean, they even included the dog in there, which fine. Although it was a different dog. It's not actually the dog that he had
It's a
originally.
random dog.
It's just a random dog. But I like the music better in the second one. It's got that beep boop, very like robotic synthesized. I thought it was great. Intro's better visuals wise.
Yeah, I don't disagree on anything. I found them kind of middle of the road. Nothing that's going to stick with me, but serviceable. All right. Next episode, before we go to our spoiler section, we are watching the second season of Dan Da Dan. It's coming back. We got more gold balls to find, guys.
Oh yeah.
More ghosts and aliens to fight.
Yeah.
Ghosts and or aliens.
No, it's the ghosts fighting the aliens.
Let's see if we can keep our clothes on this time.
Not a chance.
Didn't it end at the girl in a sauna surrounded by the creepy men?
Yes, that was it. It was a very bad ending.
I've heard good things though. I've heard good
Sure,
things.
you have.
Jason's been
dare
avoiding it so that he doesn't spoil himself.
how dare Jeremy pick a popular anime that people might actually click on to this podcast?
What are you trying to say?
Hey, I
Oh.
picked Leviathan. I don't think anyone's gonna click on that either. So I'm with doing it for the clicks.
That's right.
All right. Spoiler time. Spoilers. This anime is not very good. No, I'm kidding.
Opinion.
Objection.
right.
Yeah. Well, we will be going over spoilers, character arcs, theories, all that stuff. We start with our protagonist who does not have a name yet. I guess we'll start talking about him for real when he becomes the character he becomes. That works for you guys, unless you want
Yeah.
to talk about him before. I don't.
No, it starts with a cool space battle. I think is
Starts with a cool, yeah. Hey, the space battle is coming. Here's characters all doing stuff, but we don't understand context. I do love that classic '90s 1,000 ships firing 1,000 at 1,000 ships.
It
And
looks
just like
cool
boom,
every
boom, boom,
time.
boom, boom, boom. It's always cool.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing they didn't have was the 1,000 missile launch from from Robotech. I love the 1,000 missile launch.
Yeah.
Always have, always will.
They relied on lasers a lot.
Yeah, very
in this one,
lasery.
which it's okay, but yeah, missiles are so much more satisfying.
All right. So yeah, we see all that, and then we flash back to the start of this protagonist's story, where he is a businessman in Japan working for an exploitive company. Things we've seen before in anime. And he has a wife and a daughter. They're discussing getting a dog, and we see his boss is mean to him. And one day he sees his wife out with another man, just by random happenstance. He's like, I'm probably overthinking it. Then he sees them again, except for his daughter's there. And he's like, okay, that's really weird. Then his daughter gets in an accident and he rushes away from work and he finds out that he's not the right blood type. So he realizes, okay, I'm not the parent. He confronts his wife and she's like, well, actually, you're just the worst. We hate you. You work all the time. You don't care about us.
I like other Papa better.
And, yeah, and then he's
Oh,
like, well,
God.
my daughter. She's like, I like other daddy. And turns out other daddy is his boss. And while he left his computer to go to the hospital, his boss stole tons of money out of using his system. So he's been framed. Now he's fired. Ends up working in construction, grows sick, and he starts to die. Laying on his apartment, thinking about the old mecha anime he used to watch with his buddy. And then a creepy mystical figure in what kind of hat is that?
It's like he's in a zoot suit with a fedora that matches the pattern.
Yeah, big fedora though, big brimmed.
Yeah,
kind of got a old Michael Jackson vibe.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yes.
And he's like, hey, you lived a horrible life. Oh, and he also sees visions of his wife and his boss being like, yeah, we got him.
Yeah.
Stole all that money. And he's like, and the guy's like, yeah, that's really happening. This is real. Anyway, you're about to die. You're going to get reincarnated. I can take you to another world. Do you want like dinosaur world? Do you want fantasy world?
Like a travel agency, like brochures.
Yeah.
And then he picks Mecha World. And so that's how we get to our
Mecha Magic World.
Mecha.
Right.
Oh, there's
magic in it.
First off, though, the core thing here is because everyone abused him, he's going to live selfishly and narcissistically in his next life. That's what he decides. Like, screw it, I'm doing this for myself.
Gonna get payback on everyone else.
Okay.
See what it's all about and why people do it.
The whole first episode, and there's so much to address here. I want to touch on Magic Mecha, but again, I don't want to bring the party down too much. I'm not here to bust people who are enjoying this. This first episode is really hard to watch. I understand that this kind of thing actually does happen, but this was almost cartoonishly evil, especially with the wife
Yeah.
being so happy and kind in the beginning of the episode, and then it is instantly like, oh no, actually, I was the ruthless evil, and I kept waiting for them to like, oh, this was all how he perceived things wrong, or he didn't understand it correctly, or something. But they're just like, nope, just the worst people ever. And then I think one of my biggest issues with it's not that serious of an anime, but I hate that he doesn't ever think about his daughter ever. I know he's not the birth father, but I don't care, or biological. I
Mhm.
don't care about that. You raise a kid for that many years, even when they say something that horrible, they're so
Mm.
young they don't realize what they just said. And that, yeah, that's a parent voice talking, and this anime is not interested in that, and I realize that, and I'm
Mm.
uh, anyway, what do you guys think of the first episode?
It
Well,
was rough.
as a it was rough. As a not parent voice, um, the only thing that I could think of was she kept saying, "You were never here. You were never a part of our lives. You worked every day." And I wonder whether like how much of that was actually true. Not in the sense of justifying anything, but in the sense of his perspective. Um, how well did he know them, and how much like did he really get any chance to spend any time with the kid? I don't know how that experience would be different for him. You know what I mean? Like if he's working every day, all day, never sees the child, never spends any time with the child, never spends any time with the wife, and the only time that he really talks to them is when they're telling him that he's, not good enough or not able to make the money that they want, can't get the dog, can't do this, can't do that. Um, I wonder if that's why he wasn't thinking about him later. Is it was always just in negative context,
I
or
mean,
even just not present at all.
they did go shopping for the dog together, so obviously he did have some time off.
Yeah, we're presented so little information about it.
Mhm.
I can't put myself in those shoes at all. I
Mm.
I, I just can't do it.
You
Um,
are not the father.
and even like I said, the wife being
Yeah,
that
Mr. Miller.
upset, and I realize there are horrible people. This probably does happen. It's just like she's presented as happy, and things look so fine at the very beginning of the episode. And then it's like, oh, actually, I was just this horrific monster, and there was no
Mm.
clues about that actually being there. And I don't think people can cover that stuff up that well. She
I wonder
probably would have been
if you
nagging, or
rewatched it knowing this, I wonder if you rewatched it, if you would notice any kind of tells.
hey, I'm gonna not rewatch it, but it's only the first episode. It is a bit off-putting. It's not the main anything of anything. Um, but every isekai we've ever watched, I've really cared about how they felt about where they came from. ReZero makes a major focus of it. What was the magic artist girl? That one where
Oh,
you
yeah, yeah,
mentioned trying to
yeah.
get home, or at least exploring why they don't want to go back, like Rudy in, I can't remember the name of that one. Where he's the creepy
uh,
pervy kid.
yeah, I know exactly which one you're talking about. I'm having a hard time
Rudius.
remembering though.
But
Oh, yeah. I know that one.
that one made sense why he wouldn't want to go back, and he was eager to start another world. That one, as horrible as the character as he was in his other older life, at least it made sense to me. Like, oh yeah, I can see, like, oh, clean break. I got a fresh start. Good for me.
But
Anyway, it's a
those,
personal gripe. I watched this first episode and I was like, oh boy.
but I mean, he was literally dying from being unable to get proper health care because he couldn't afford it. Like,
Mhm.
I could see the animosity he may have felt towards the people in his life after, like you said, these were obviously hiding horrible monsters, except for the boss. He was obviously horrible from the beginning, but
Yep. It seems like the anime really just was looking for some way to give some kind of justifiable reason for him to
Want to be
think he
evil.
wanted to be a narcissist, even though turns out he's not gonna be because he's just not that kind of person.
really bad at the evil part.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think you called this out in pre-show. I was thinking, oh, we're gonna get like this theme about, hey, your hard work and selflessness actually are like paying off here, even though you're trying to be evil. But that's also not what it is either. It's more just random coincidences that just keep lining up for him. There's no theme. There's no trying to say something, which is
I
fine.
mean, there is a perseverance. You've got to admit, like, they do make a very strong case that he's not giving up, and that's why he's able to do things that people think are impossible, right? Like learning the flash technique, learning the
Learning the
shield
flash technique
technique,
is absolutely that 100%.
taking out the entire pirate armada, right? Like those are things that only happen because he didn't give up and he persevered. Now, in any other anime, that would be like, oh man, willpower, strength, woohoo, yeah, wow. But in this one, it's like it's not deep enough.
99% of his success is that an AI takes care of everything,
Or the dog points him in the right
or
direction.
the dog points in the right direction. The flash
Yeah.
thing is definitely him.
Yeah. But I mean, he could. There were so many times where he could have actually done evil things and he didn't.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
because of that, it was him having a harder time doing things the right way.
Or he
You know, he could
realized
have had
just
a
how much work being evil was gonna be. So it's like, you know what? Never mind.
It's true. I'm in debt. It's gonna be worse. Anyways, it's not a deep anime. No,
No,
definitely.
no, which is okay. Doesn't need to be.
Apparently it does for Troy.
Already a 1 for Troy now. Where are my themes?
No,
Not
this
a
this first episode was rough. I will agree with that.
It was, yes.
Okay. Let's talk about this world he goes to. Mecha are cool. Magic mecha are lazy. I can't. I hate that the whole reason they call it Magic Mecha is so that they don't ever have to bother explaining anything they don't want to explain. And
Yeah.
again, it's not deep. It's literally just
But how come you're okay with that when it's magic? Like if it's actual magic and you're like, hey, it's magic. That's why they did it. Don't worry about it.
I generally don't like magic systems for that reason. The reason I like Freerun's magic system is because they put an explanation on how magic worked. I'm on record for this. Like
Hmm.
Freerun's the first time I understood a magic system and didn't feel like it was just some random BS that the writer like, oh, he's powerful because of his thing. The thing in his heart is mana, and he got it. He's so strong. He's got
But
a
how high can they
stick.
fly though?
But how?
What does that mean?
But in this, again, it's not trying to be deep. It's just like, oh, it's magic mecha. Sure.
No, you're right. It's
But
so that he can have an
whatever.
infinite ammo capacity for whatever weapon he wants to use.
Until he
Or
runs out and then he has to
And he
summon
can
a
do
new one.
cutting sword attacks.
yeah, exactly. Well, and his like warp move where he basically does a short range hyperspace jump. At first I was like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, X-wings can do that. Okay, that's right. I mean, granted, there's a lot more number crunching and it's got to be more distant. It's not going to be like a close range jump, but it felt a little more reasonable. Star Wars.
Hey, he
This
didn't
is
have an astromech.
Yeah.
Star
That's what the
Wars
mech is.
Star Wars does have a magic system. That's a fair point.
That's true.
And they time travel.
They time traveled one time.
Not in my Star Wars.
One time.
Not my Star
It's canon
Wars.
now.
George Lucas approved. I mean, it was
He
Rebels.
must have been
so
drunk.
was made by Disney, but that was George Lucas approved, which is crazy. Straight up crazy. All right. The second episode happens. His new life begins. He's a little kid. He's 5 years old. He lives on a planet. By the way, in this world, 500 years lifelong, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So he's 5 years old, and it's his birthday, and his parents are like, "Hey, you're the boss now. here's the entire kingdom. we're heading off to retirement. Just send us an allowance. Also, we got you your own sex toy robot. We got your robot.
It's
Yeah.
like they first framed it as this will be your replacement parent because it's gonna be a robot maid. Oh, by the way, can you pick out its private parts? It's like, this seems a little egregious.
Oh, and it's weird because the anime was like even calling it out where
Yeah, this
the
is
kid
weird. Why
him
would you have your 5-year-old pick out
yeah,
nipples?
yeah. But then it carried on and justified it with him saying, well, I am 36 and not 5. But this is one of those rare instances where like it's weird because yes, technically it is correct that he is 36, but the visual imagery is just I can't do it. I can't do it. It's
Oh, we haven't even hit that part yet.
extremely uncomfortable.
Why did the parents give him an AI robot? Just to take care of him?
Yes. So again, a replacement parent because they were gonna disappear, and so he needed a caretaker.
But they hate AI, and he has a butler.
Yeah.
Probably.
Toy.
That's a
too.
great question.
Like they're
He has
later,
the
they're
butler.
like,
I think it has to do with noble debauchery, right? Like it's clear the more we learn about the noble families that they're pretty yeah, they do whatever they want to do. I can't think of
And
a term right now.
And the AI thing may have been a sabotage because apparently AI are very hated throughout the Empire. This was
Mhm.
going to hurt his reputation if he had it. So since they're already in debt, they were like, "Ha, we'll continue to sabotage him this way, and all eyes will be off us as we basically disappear into the sunset with our allowance."
And I do think if that's the case, it's definitely because of the guide. I don't think his parents were capable of that kind of foresight. But the guide most certainly could have made them do it. Absolutely.
what's crazy is the best thing that happens to him. The reason for 99% of his success is this robot maid.
Mhm.
Because the guide's like, what have I gone wrong? And I'm like, the robot maid. It's that.
Yeah.
You let him have this robot maid. And now he's winning.
Where did you miss that AI almost wiped out mankind?
Um yeah, so he gets his maid. It's implied he does stuff with it. I'll give
Mhm.
it that. It's not specific. It's heavily implied.
Doesn't actually show it, but
Right.
Doesn't show it. Does show a 5-year-old laying there like, oh, that was good times.
Right. Which
Well, at least his
that
clothes are back on.
super weird.
Especially the line, I'm gonna check all your nooks and crannies, and you can check mine.
yeah, very
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So episode 1 and 2 not going great.
Yeah.
And then this is where he finds out, oh, my parents were huge in debt. The only reason they had a kid was to have someone to throw this all on. So he's been screwed over again in his second life. But nothing's getting in the way of his being an evil lord. So he tells the robot to take over everything, and he's gonna go sleep for a couple years in an education pod. Oh, and he gives her 3 robot laws, which are do what I say, protect me, and then protect yourself as long as you don't break the other 2 laws.
You got the first 2 in opposite order, but yes.
You're right.
Protect me. Do what I say.
Protect me, do what I say.
yourself.
Yeah. I know the 3 laws. Shut up.
Asimov is rolling.
That's right. He was going to give her the humans, but then he changed it to no. You know what? Just me. Screw everyone else.
Yeah, exactly.
If Asimov wasn't rolling in his grave for this anime, I don't think he's gonna care about what my little mistake.
You got the robots laws wrong. That's all he cares about.
All right. We should talk about characters now. Our main character is Liam, the protagonist. Your guys' thoughts on Liam?
I think he's the main source of a lot of the funny, if you will. I think it's quite funny watching him try. Every evil deed he does just kind of backfires on him, and he ends up being good, and people just love and adore him, even though he's like, I'm gonna do the most terrible thing ever, but this terrible thing just benefited millions of people. It's like, okay. So that that's cute. And then also I do like that he has a decisive uh moral compass when it comes to bad, or his enemies, if you will, because there were a few times where it's like, oh, don't, I'll turn a new leaf, or I'll do what you want, I'll give you whatever you want, even though I've been the most comically evil character in the past 40 anime
Right.
I've seen.
Yep.
He's very quick to dispatch them instead of, oh, you need to face justice. It's like, no, because he's just going to get away and he's going to pay off some politician or something. It's like,
Especially with that character, because he was already getting funding from somebody secretly.
right. And so, it's just been exhausting to be like, oh, I've got this moral code, I'd never kill anybody. It's like, well, sometimes
Sometimes
But-
we need Liam.
right. So, I also it was funny that they kind of they spit on the power fantasy pretty hard in this anime, because they were like, oh, look at this training he does, and then like he's powerful. It's like, yeah, we know it's ridiculous that there's where these power fantasies get the main character their powers. So that was funny as well. So he carried the show fairly well. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I got a kick out of the character. He had some great funny moments. It was great to see like the unraveling of his idea of of how to be evil. And then also there were just different scenes where, well, actually, I mean, I think you covered it. I don't want to go over it all again. It's pretty good. Yeah.
Opening episode complaints notwithstanding, I do actually like the character Liam. I enjoy the shtick of I'm being evil, but he's honestly such a good-hearted person that he's constantly just making excuses for why the good thing he's doing is evil. I'm not sacrificing soldiers because you all belong to me, and it's my blood in your veins. And like the ooh, I covet gold, and then just being like, yeah, that's just something we leave on the street. So here you go.
Easiest bribe ever.
Yeah. It's the equivalent of like a pharmacy rep bringing a meal to a doctor. It's not really a bribe, but hey, let's call it a bribe, and it works. Um, and there's a lot of good humor in the. All right, here's the debauchery I want to do. Okay, well, let's think that through, shall we? And there's some great scenes about that. I enjoyed his like. I am committed to living the mecha fantasy of the animes I've watched, and then being like, "That's dumb." The rocket punch joke running gag is so good. The engineer being like, "But then your hand will come off. You won't have a hand." He's like, "No, but I want it to fly off." You have other guns. You don't need to send out your fist. Make me a rocket punch.
My favorite was the, where are we going to keep the fuel for this thing? Like, and it's not going to be able to actuate. Like,
Yep. I also liked when he yelled out something about like zapper gun destroyer boom something. Just how they always like name their attacks. And she just popped up on the radio and is like, you didn't have to say anything to fire the weapon. It's like, yeah, I know. I just really wanted to say it.
Yeah.
That's a pet peeve of mine constantly in anime.
actually,
Yeah, so,
that is the running gag throughout the anime. He'll say something and someone will like either get offended or they'll misconstrue it. He's like, no, it didn't mean anything. I just wanted to say it.
He'll quote anime, and the guy's like, "That's not my name." He's like, "No, it's a thing. Don't worry about it." Generally, that stuff I liked. I have my nitpick about the. I want a harem of women, but not if they want it. Like, oh, that's a bit creepy, but I think it's more of an excuse of he doesn't want to get close to someone.
Yes.
There's
What I
a
got.
there is actually this dark theme, but they bury it so deep, and they don't want to touch it like it's a third rail. Which I'd rather it just wasn't there, but it's fine. Okay, so the next up we have Amagi, the AI maid. Your guys' thoughts?
Uh, they towed the line between just normal character and AI a little too on the normal character side to call her an android. So it was very unbelievable that she would, oh, I'm just an android. Of course, we're never going to reproduce. Go find a woman was hilarious. I did like that joke. But I, your complaint of she's basically the MacGuffin for the entire anime was leaned on kind of hard. I think it would have been a little more interesting if yeah, I don't know. The problem is she's a computer, so she's going to make all the calculations correctly. She's going to be able to do all the finances just fine. And when it comes to battle tactics, being able to run simulations is going to be much more effective than, commanders that don't have a lot of field experience. Like, there's reasons why she's so, makes Liam so successful. But when it came to the human side, I think they went a little bit too far that way, in like the feelings department, and that I didn't enjoy that much. But besides that, she was fine. I thought she was a good robo companion.
I got a kick out of just the way they presented her quote unquote emotions, right? Like she wouldn't even call them that. Just like her logs, her stack overflows, her memory exhaustion, her CPU overheating. Like I've never heard of it being mentioned in a perspective of like hardware or silly software things that are being referred to. I thought it was creative. It was interesting. Um, Otherwise, I mean, you make a good point. How much how would it have been that different if he had a good computer and a few good advisors? I mean, it would have just been you have multiple characters fulfilling the same role for him. And if you can just combine those characters into one, you have more screen time for jokes and silliness. So I don't know. In an anime that's not really taking itself super seriously, I think that was just the easy route, and they really like this character because they kind of make her his central love interest throughout, at least the
She's
first season.
she's the mascot and the one they want to
And
print
she's
on
the
body pillows,
ED.
and
Yeah, so like she's extremely important to the show for a lot of reasons. I didn't actually get the impression that everything that he did, he only succeeded at because of her. I guess it's because I saw her the way that she assisted very similar to the way that like if I want to build something that I don't know how to build, I'll research it online. At least that's what I used to do. And now I'll first check with one of the AI and just see, hey, you got any tips? What do you think? What's the best way to approach this? And usually that saves me time that I would have spent beforehand, like hours and hours, if not days, doing research. And now all I've got to do is a little bit of verification. So I mean, if that's how I viewed her, is she just streamlined certain things that, he is in a sci-fi advanced world. It just kind of made sense for her to be there and do it.
we literally see her making government deals like with the chancellor at the end and stuff.
That's I mean,
She's
that's
got
one time, and I
she's
thought
got
that
a
was very unusual.
he's also asleep for the next 2 years, and she runs the entire kingdom for him. And when he wakes up, hey, we're not as in debt, and production has increased. Um,
But that made sense. I mean, he was a 5-year-old going to sleep for 2 years to
I
learn.
I guess I should clarify. I actually like the character. Oh, I mostly like the character of Mako. My issues are kind of what and how they treated her.
Mm,
I like this idea of, hey, this is my advantage, and that there wasn't a power fancy. He wasn't so smart that he ran this kingdom so well.
mhm,
He had an AI that everyone else is prejudiced against, and that seems crazy, given how useful she is. But hey,
mhm.
there was an uprising. You got to be prejudiced, I guess.
Mhm.
So I'm okay with the kingdom being so successful and stuff. It just kind of takes away a character arc from him. He's not really making the super smart choices. She's like laying out, hey, here is the best choice to make. So it takes away some of his agency. If you use AI to build something, you
Mhm.
lost some agency because the AI did, and I use AI for research too. It's
Mhm.
hey, genie's out of the bottle. This is where we are now.
Hold up, what?
Um,
Hold the phone.
and
Well, I
then
think
I
go
do
ahead.
my own research.
Ah,
Right.
okay.
Yeah. Well, I think that the sign of a good leader is knowing how to delegate and how to
Yeah,
use the people that are around and below him as best as he can. And in the case of like having an AI, I get it, and I think that the fact that there was an uprising and that there is this general distrust and fear that the empire has, I think it's weird that there is a general distrust and fear, but they're permitted. I think if the AI uprising occurred, you either solved it or you didn't, and if you didn't, why are you still making them? So that's that's I think my biggest point of contention. So I have to assume that they did solve it somehow and that the AI are not going to uprise anymore. And now it's just distasteful due to the memory. Um, and in that case, that's the best kind of advisor that you can get. So why not? And I'm not saying that today's AI are. I'm just saying, like in this science fiction setting, I can't imagine that there would be anyone better to do the job. I mean, think how well the made AIs cleaned the swimming pool, right? They were like, "We got done with all our other stuff so fast, we're kind of bored. We're just cleaning empty rooms again."
yeah, they're fine. It again, I don't have a problem with the AI being strong. It's just that Liam, even the Flash, he
Mhm.
wasn't really trained in the Flash. He just did a thing and it ended up working anyway. And yes, it was through hard work. Does all this training and he's able to do this Flash. But even the teacher's like that shouldn't have happened. I made this up, and he figured it
Mhm.
out anyway. And the whole thing is coincident. Hey, look, the warp gates. I'm gonna move this warp gate over here just because randomly, and it works out so well for him. Hey,
It's
this
almost like a young
a
swordsman who has no experience running up to a stone and hitting it over and over again with a sword until one day he's able to cut it in half.
if the intention was for him to be able to cut it in half, no, it isn't because there's no intention in the training here. Everything just kind of works out for him, and a lot of that is thanks to Amagi. My issue with Amagi is that they built in their romantic interest and they built in the you're her sex robot. Um,
Mm.
Pick a lane. Because if she's conscious and can feel romantic feelings, then all these things he's been forcing her to do, which is she's just a tool, then whatever. It's creepy to me, but everyone's got their thing. If she's a person, we got really rough territory about the last 80 years of her life.
Well, of 40, right?
Sure.
Yeah. But so my only opinion there is that I mean, she's clearly not a person. What she feels and describes later, she doesn't even want to describe as emotions, but she may develop into a person, at which point she could reevaluate the relationship and decide whether she thinks that she's being taken advantage of. And really that's all that matters is what she thinks, right?
Or was the ending scene a cry for help and she's being abused?
Maybe she's just like she has a bug in her system now. She's going off the deep end HAL 9000 style.
How yeah, I guess to Troy's point, it's how AI is she? Is she AI of today where it's just advanced queries with scripting, or is she sentient? And I don't think the anime does a good job of answering that, but it does heavily imply more on the sentience side.
Especially in the final episode with the romantic music swelling as he's convincing her to stay, and they're like building up, like, oh, this is a relationship, and it's like, wait, I thought she was not sentient, and now you're like, oh, but maybe she is. Maybe she loves him. It's
I
creepy.
mean, it's something that's done in just about every anime with AI. Like Chobits did it. That was a
They
big
had
one.
they had sex in Chobits.
No, the question of did she love him? Like, did she
Yeah,
develop?
I don't mind that, but the fact that he's had sex with her for 40 years, and then they're like, "Hey, wait, maybe she's sentient and should have free choice about her body."
Well, do you remember where in Chobits the power switch is?
No, I didn't watch Chobits.
You didn't watch it? Well, he might as well have had sex with her.
Okay, then that is also creepy.
Okay, but it is not considered a creepy anime. Like, I don't know. I guess I come from a little different side there, where I think it's interesting to see the AI develop consciousness and then see what it would say.
And according to the last episode, her CPU swells with heat for him. So
He's loving it.
apparently she's into it.
Hey,
Yeah.
if she's consenting, but if she's been programmed to consent, that's not the same thing.
Well,
I guess I'm the
okay.
only one who saw Ex Machina.
I saw Ex Machina. Yeah.
That's where I tend to fall in having sex with your AI robots. Don't do it.
Well,
They
I
take
don't
it
know.
badly.
That's a different story and a different robot.
And the butler will get upset because you're not going to reproduce.
It's a
Yes.
philosophical
He needs an heir.
ethical question. It's just where I land on it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, so sleeping chamber. He wakes up. 2 years have gone by. He's smarter and bigger, and now he's gonna learn to pilot a mecha. And then he goes sparring, but he's not very good, so he wants lessons.
I did like the scene where he's like, he chops at the pilot. The pilot like basically feigns falling over.
Oh, you
Yeah.
got
And he
me.
instantly knows. He's like, "You're going easy on me because I'm the Lord. Come on, mess me up." And he does. I like that.
Yeah.
So they bring in this hotshot teacher, this old samurai guy, and his name is Sushi, and he's like, I teach the way of the Flash, and he cuts down 6 trees at once without ever outdrawing his sword. And Amagi's like, his sword didn't leave the sheath, and she's like, you mean his was so fast you couldn't see it? No, that is not what I mean. and he's like, hire him on the spot. And then they leave, and we see the Sushi looking at the fallen trees and be like, I pre-cut them. I'm a fraud.
And he's like, he's so enamored with the like period piece look that Yasushi has.
The fantasy of
Yeah.
the samurai teacher.
Yeah, instantly is like enamored with him. Is like, oh, he must be amazing.
Yep.
I like that Amagi was like, I don't think this is legit.
He's suspicious.
Your guys' thoughts on Yasushi?
He was funny. I did love that he invented these scenarios between his upcoming love interest and Liam, and then got angry over those those situations that he imagined, and then went to go act on as if those things actually happened, which they didn't. And nor did he bother trying to verify. He just invented terrible things, and so I'm going to get back at Liam, which ended up making Liam stronger, which was a great gag. I really liked it.
Yep. I also loved how at the end of at least our interactions with him so far, he's just chilling in some spa somewhere, and he sees Liam accepting an award, and Liam starts talking about him, and you just know he's gonna have just lines of students coming to seek his teaching, and he's got nothing to teach, but the one thing he can do is say, it worked for Liam, I'm not the problem. Just dodge the tennis balls and keep trying to cut that wood.
I do like Yasushi. I like this joke. I even like where it goes where Liam gets a power up because of all the hard work he's done, because he's basically just being put through a ringer to slow his progress, and it ends up making him stronger, like the metaphorical running around with weights on your ankles.
Oh my god, did you hear that people are now talking about weighted vests and jogging being really good for you. Like I remember as a teenager when Dragon Ball Z was out, and I was like, "Yes, put weights on everything," you know. And I was reading, "Don't do it; it's bad for your joints. It's gonna hurt
Yeah,
when you
that's what
grow."
I had read. It
Yes,
would mess up your joints.
right. See, we looked into this.
Now we came back. Ah,
Yeah.
I missed my time.
Uh-huh.
Uh, any other thoughts on you, Sushi?
Mm-mm.
We do get scenes of these space pirates who are attacking planets, and they're fighting against a character whose name is Christiana, Princess
Mhm.
Christiana, and she's a great mech pilot. But the pirates come to meet her for peace talks, and then it's a trap, and the Empire Federation. I don't remember what it's actually called. I think it's Empire. It's an Empire, right? The good guys, the
Well,
one they all work for is the Empire.
talking about the ships that turn on her, I thought those
Yeah.
were her own.
No, those are They're either Federation ships or the Empire ships. She
I think
had.
they were Federation ships, and I think that's what her
Yeah.
country was called, was Federation something or other.
Yeah, because they were he had a bounty out from the Empire, so this must have been Federation.
Yeah, because they were her allies, and I don't think that was Empire. You think it was Empire? Maybe.
Because I think it's similar to the gatekeeper who's like we look, we let.
Oh
them
yeah, I
go.
looked the other way.
And especially because it turns out they turn around and blow up her planet like 5 seconds later.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, she gets captured, and she's gonna have a for such a light. Turn your brain off and have some fun anime. There's some randomly horrifically dark stuff in here.
Yes. This was that shocking, like times where it shocks you. That this was it. And Tanya and I were sitting there like, wait, what? What? Okay, I don't know whether to laugh, but I'm definitely paying attention now.
Liam confronts his teacher. He's like, "Hey, I'm tired of this basic training." He's like, "Well, then I'll just leave." "No, sensei, let me pay you more." um, and I loved how every time Liam would leave, the sensei is like, "Oh, thank God that worked." And then he'd come back and, "I'll work harder." "Oh my God, yes, do that." Okay, he's finally gone. That was again. That is a very funny character. Um. Liam learns that the welfare budget is something is not right, so they reach out to the manager, and he realizes this guy is embezzling funds and has blamed his underling, which has led to his underling's death. So Liam murders this man.
I think the guy even said he had him executed too.
Well, this is a reflection of what happened to Liam in his private or his past life, so he lashes out. And he's supposed to be an evil ruler.
Yeah. And everybody was like, "Yes, thank you. This guy's horrible." Except for Amagi, who says, "Don't do that to all of them, and most of them are corrupt."
Because everyone's corrupt, they hire more AI maids to run everything.
As one would.
3 years go by, and Liam is given an old mecha. And we then go to the next episode, and we learned why he's given the old mecha, because the teacher's like, he's too good. I have to slow him down. The money's going to run out. Oh, look, an old mecha. That'll be way impossible to drive.
Right,
You
because
should
the new
drive the old
mecha's
mecha.
because the new mecha's like the movement's automated, but the older ones you have to do it manually. So it's like, if you learn to pilot this, you'll be unstoppable. Wasn't it? It's like great grandfathers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is great grandfathers.
So they bring in a mechanic to fix it, and she's with some group that fixes ships. The
Third Weapons Factory.
That was the other one. That was the blonde girl.
No, they're both with the Third Weapons Factory. They compete for sales.
One's seventh, one's third. I'm not sure which is which.
Oh, then she must be third. She must be seventh then.
Third is blonde. Yeah, I know that.
Okay.
Okay, this is Nias. Nias?
Yep.
Nias. Your guys' thoughts on this character?
She's great. She's not below just completely debasing herself to get a sale. It's just funny. But what will get her more excited than a sale is Data, and I thought that was really funny. That she's just like, can I? I'll do anything for that Data. Just give it to me. So, the other thing is like later on, Liam has just no interest in her, and she just tries so hard, and it's just so disappointed. It's a pretty good gag, but again, the rocket punch discussion in front of Yasuke or Yasushi is pretty great.
I think this is probably one of the only places where it really ties into that original beat with his ex-wife, because the time where he did actually get interested in Nias, whatever her name is.
Which is about to happen. Yeah.
Yep, was inside of the mecha when she was dressed a certain way. But then the next time that she tried to make herself sexually appealing, it was doing things that reminded him of his ex-wife, which from that point on couldn't get interested in her at all. Not at all. So it shows that like he's got some baggage, some real heavy baggage there. But yeah, I got a kick out of this character. I thought she was funny. It was a really silly like mockery of harem. Like this anime kind of makes fun of harem anime because he doesn't really get one, but they still bring in characters that like poke fun at different harem tropes and archetypes. And so yeah, she was great.
Yeah, she's a character that I do enjoy. And I do like the gag of she's so desperate for sales that she's literally debasing herself. And then like she'll call her assistant and immediately get judged and be like, "Hey, I got the sale right." So matters. Um especially since it's not needed, it's not being asked for or pressured on her at all. This is
Yeah.
literally just she's convinced herself it's the other way, and it's because of an interaction with Yuzushi later. Gets the wrong idea. She is funny. Um, yeah, yeah. I kind of had wanted some more like mad scientist stuff from her, but that would have also been tropey. I was fine with they just went with she's the access point to their main technology, main ships. He does pilot with her in the seat next to him, and this is where he gets a view down her shirt, and she's talking about how like the mecha responds to your thoughts, and then the robot's grabbing things and then starts hip thrusting. And yes, I laughed at the mecha hip thrusting. It is funny. It's a very funny visual. And everyone's so embarrassed for him. And she's like, "What are you thinking?" He's like, I'm not I don't want to be thinking this."
And Brian is just as proud as can be.
Yeah, Brian, the old man butler, who's like, "Make babies."
That's right. I thought you weren't interested in women. This is great, my lord.
Get an air.
More time passes, and he keeps working on the way of the Flash, and he actually learns to do a magic cut, which again is not something the way of the Flash was teaching him, but he figured it out anyway because he just thought about magic and it worked.
So the one thing that kind of bugged me was magic's been around in this universe for a really long time, and you could make the claim that okay, maybe people are living in an advanced enough or casual enough environment in other parts of the empire where they don't have to really rely on magic and discover the techniques that you can develop using just magic. But there are also people that I'm sure are not having a good time, and or maybe even just devotees that are like, I'm fascinated with magic, I don't care about technology, I want to know how this works, and I want to figure out what the extents of it are. Nobody's done anything like this. That's what really confuses me. So I don't know if there's something special about him because of the guide.
It, it's not explained, so we're only here to theorize, but like I could
Yeah.
see a society that's that advanced, because like if you think about any magic system, you have to give something to make the magic happen, whether it be mana or life force or some sort
Mhm.
of sacrifice. So like there's a lot of systems out there that like, oh, why didn't they invent the microwave? Well, they just use magic to light the fire or
Yeah.
whatever. um I could see a society where it's like, okay, I could have this machine synthesize the food for me, or I could use magic to do the thing. It's a lot of work. I'll just press the button. And then, it becomes a lost art. Like magic exists, but it's not something that people do every day. So they're out of practice. And so since he's, I don't think there's too many people training on foot. They're going to be training in their mechs, right? But here he is, training outside with his blade.
Well, I mean, I agree with you, but like there are people that spend decades putting together popsicle stick castles in their garages that nobody knows about until they die, and they're an amazing masterwork, right? So like that's what I'm confused about is even though I agree there's definitely probably no reason to do the hard path, there's always going to be somebody that's doing the hard path. And so I'm curious when you have multiple planets, multiple systems and everything, there's got to be other people that are as good or better than he is. Um, Maybe it's just because we're restricted to a very small scope of people that we're interacting with, and we'll see
or
more later.
the easy answer is it's not that deep.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably right, but I want to know like how does that
Right.
work? I think there's something going on with his friend, right? His friend from the previous world. He keeps referring
Nika
to him.
Kun or something.
Yeah, he keeps bringing him back into the forefront, keeps mentioning him. I think there's something there. I think there's some kind of weird connection there that they're going to bring in later. And so I wonder just how much is set up with some kind of foresight and yeah, I think magic might be included in that. But who knows? It's probably not that deep.
There are two things that I want to talk about before we move forward in the story, just because they pepper it through the whole anime, and there's never a point where I'm gonna really stop and call one out. So I'm gonna do it now. The first is we keep seeing the guide, and we learn the guide actually is a supernatural entity that likes to feed on negative emotions. So we keep getting little tiny segments where he only seems to travel to Earth, and he waits until someone has some unfortunate incident like pulling your chopsticks, but it breaks in that everyone knows the annoying way where it's like, a little bit of the other chopstick stayed on that one, and he was split it in half, and he's like, oh, yummy or tasty. Um, and there's a bunch of little segments about that. Sometimes it doesn't work out for him, and he keeps reflecting, well, I have the perfect meal brewing, because this whole plan is that Liam will come to this universe, think it's going to be awesome, and then his life will be even worse than on Earth. So he's like, and then eventually he starts checking in on Liam, and he's like, wait, everything's great here. What is happening? Where have I gone wrong? And he starts manipulating events, and we'll call that out. But it all kind of runs concurrently.
This is both awesome. I love it. He's so petty. The things he's going after are so petty. But it makes me wonder about why he isn't going out and sucking dry all the negative emotions out of people that are experiencing far worse than just broken mismatched chopsticks. Because there's a lot of candidates.
Well,
I think it's just for the comedy bit.
Yeah.
and also like it it doesn't make sense because sure, maybe he's targeting Liam, but there's a person right there that's having a real bad time due to Liam. Can't he just
Yeah.
feed off that?
Yeah.
Like, why does it have to be Liam? Actually, you mentioned something because he said he only seems to feed off of people on Earth. There's quite a few lines in this anime in the sub. Well, there is no dub, but they say, what on earth is that? Or like Earth, and it's like, wait, what? is there an Earth in this universe or this isekai? Like, what's happening? Like, why do people use that phrase if they're in some sort of galactic empire?
Oh, like what on earth kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, like an expletive.
Yes.
Like in Star Wars when they say "What the hell."
Yeah, that means
Yeah.
that they must understand what hell is.
I
It's where
know
the
it's
Sith go.
it doesn't matter. I just found it funny.
I did have the theory that this reality isn't real at all. It's literally a construct he's made. Everything's simulated, and that
Yeah.
Earth is the only real. That's why he can't eat off like Yashushi, and why he can manipulate guys like.
But he does. He pulls negative emotions off Yasushi in the diner. And then Yasushi's like, "Oh man, I feel weird. I don't feel right." Has to recover from it.
Well, I guess my theory's out the window.
Well, I was thinking there was one other theory that I had, which is once he attaches to somebody to actually pull negative energy out of them, whatever they're experiencing, he experiences, right? So he feeds on. So because there's one lady where he's pulling negative, and then all of a sudden she's like, "Oh, they do have papaya mango croissants," and so she gets all happy, and he's like, "Ew!" Yeah. But that means that he was still tethered to her. So I kind of wonder if that has something to do with maybe he's tethered to Liam, which is why Liam's able to send gratitude to him, and it actually gets to him. You know,
That makes
I
sense.
don't know. There's little traces of more thought put into this than you might expect, and I really wonder if it'll ever pay off.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far.
I think it is.
I don't think so either. But hey,
I believe your original claim was like, "Hey, don't think about this."
No, it's true, and I'll stand by that. But there's little
Jeremy
tidbits
can't
that
help
make me
it.
grin.
That's just the way
Makes me
Jeremy's
grin.
brain works. You know that.
Yes,
Maybe there's a theme in here, guys. We could find it. I'm kidding. The other
no
segment,
theme.
the other segment that Jeremy alluded to in our non-spoiler reviews is a bar on Liam's planet in his kingdom. And we see the patrons coming in. It's a really dilapidated bar. They're down on their luck. They're like poor peasants. And every couple episodes, we revisit that bar as it's being upgraded, as their lives are growing better, thanks to living in Liam's kingdom as Amagi makes things better. And eventually it becomes like this super fancy bar with tons of patrons. Everyone's rich. One of the guys is like, "Oh, I'm working so hard. I've been on other planets making sales." And you talked about how much you like that, and I really like that too. I thought that was an insanely creative way to show the passage of time and the growth of an empire when we're watching from the it can be hard when it's just Amagi saying, "Hey, we're in less debt," but they show this real world trickle down economy.
Well, they also they also show like the scenes of the city as well. Like the when you first visit the city, it's the slums, and then it continually builds, and then when Liam actually goes out to try and find a girlfriend, it's like modern day Japan, and then later on in the episode, it's a mega future city, and it is neat to see that progress.
The fashion statements absolutely correct.
We'll get to that. That's in the plot. We'll get to the plot. I want to give credit where it's due, and I did really thought that was creative.
Yeah, that was cool.
All right. So Liam has now grown older and has actually learned to do magic. I think I might have said that. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Pirates are attacking the only mining planet he has. He's like, "Well, let's go fight pirates then." And he goes out in his mecha. This is his first time, and he's just wasting them because he's got the best mecha, because apparently the old ones are actually better and stronger. Classic Gundam thing. Not a complaint.
If you pair it with flash training,
and the ability he's able to cut people from distance, even though lasers also exist. So it shouldn't be that much of an advantage, but it is.
So, Troy, you'll enjoy this, and I'll hate it that you're going to enjoy this. But One of my favorite lines in that vein from Back to the Future 2 is when he's like, "Oh, we'll just come down and crush on top of the car." He's like, "No, you're not. That car will rip you apart." Because the old 40s models were just all metal. It's like I think that's kind of the same thing going on here. It's like these things were made to last, and like the new ones are like mass produced.
Also, DeLoreans are garbage. No, that's not an insult. That because that car has become iconic because of the
Right.
movies, people forget the joke of the movie is that he chose to use a DeLorean and says, "I'm doing it in style." But that'd be like today. What's a really bad car?
Volkswagen Beetle.
Yeah,
Kia?
PT Cruiser. Yeah, a Kia. I used a Kia Sorento. I built a time machine with style. Kia Sorentos are fine. If you have one, it's fine. I don't know.
No,
But
I
yeah,
get your point.
right.
Yeah.
So yeah, also that doubles down. Yeah, that car would have crumpled like paper. All right, that was enough Back to the Future. He does the rocket punch, and a magical uh, fist comes out of the magic ether and fires like a rocket. He's like, and he's holding his mecha's hand out. He's like, wait. That wasn't what I wanted. It's a fist is a rocket flying away. I want my fist to fly like
He
a
was
rocket.
so mad. He's like, "That's just a fist-shaped missile."
And that's very funny because it's a very stupid move that Mecha things do. But
Yes.
they defeat the pirates. Thanks to defeating the pirates, they get money because if you defeat pirates, you get their money for free.
So video gamey.
Yep, loot's yours and the ships are yours.
Yep.
However, Amagi comments that they have realized most their ships in their fleet are unoperational. Like they exist, but they couldn't actually fight because they're so broken down. So he's like, well, let's just sell those, and they're going to buy used ships. Then we come back to Neos, who is presenting, hey, I invented these ships. They're like the best warships ever. I didn't put like any cushions on them. There's no frills. They're just for military. And then the third weapons division comes in and is like, we get ones with frills. It's all about the frills. Our ships are better.
Actually, it's pretty funny. We get this like iPhone style, like Steve Jobs presentation
Yes.
of like the luxuriousness of these warships and like the wood trim and the gold like edging. It's like, well, mine's just as good. Yeah, but it's not as luxurious.
So Nia's being desperate. This is where she's like, I gotta get someone to buy it. Maybe Liam will do it. He's crazy. He flies that old mecha. So she goes to Yasushi and she's like, what kind of thing should I do? And he thinks she's flirting with him and asking about his fantasies. So he starts talking about like, you want to dress in a tight mini skirt, you want to have fancy underwear, and you want to be desperate, you want to do all this stuff. And he's like, is this okay? Am I nailing this? Am I nailing this? But then she goes off and she thinks that's what Liam wants. So she does all that in front of Liam. And he's like, this is gross. Like you mentioned, he reminds him of his ex-wife. But he feels so bad for her, he does agree to buy 300 ships. And then she's like, oh, I had to do horrible things with the Lord. And Yasushi's like, whoa, he stole my fantasy. And none of that is true all over the board. It's all just fun anime misunderstandings with some fan service, which this stuff I was fine with. Yeah, about 300 ships. That was a whole episode. Whew.
Not deep.
We're gonna find a theme.
It's buried in there somewhere.
The ships he ordered are delivered. Nias asks if she can have some of the pirate ships, and they cut a deal that they'll fix the other ones so he can get more ships. Then he sees the dog spirit. We haven't mentioned the dog spirit. He right before he died, he's like, I had a doggy. I hope I get to see him. And now in this other world, he keeps seeing the spirit of his dog, leading him to help him do stuff. So I guess it's not all luck and coincidence. There's a dog spirit. He wins because of dog spirits and AIs.
Which I think is only fair
What a
if
competent
the guide,
character.
Well, I think it's fair if the guide is plotting against you to have things that are on your side helping you that are just as supernatural as the dog.
It is absolutely fine for this anime.
Troy, that is the theme. That it's okay to rely on your non-human help.
Stay away from women and trust in AI and doggies.
That's right.
It is what you can truly rely on. Man's best friend.
If that's your true belief, please go talk to a therapist. All right. Yeah, okay, so they find map room. There's a word for it. Navigation room. and in the navigation room, hey, look, there's where the pirates keep their treasure. It's Treasure Planet, guys. So they decide to go there. They get their whole fleet. They're like, let's go. And they hit the warp gate, and the warp gate's like, yeah, you have a whole fleet. That's expensive. You got to pay money. So Liam goes and talks to the warp gate operator one-on-one and then begs him.
I love how Liam's like, hey, no one else has to prepay to use it. They're like, yeah, but you're not going to pay. So
You're broke. He's like, oh, but you're rich when I come back. So they have to get a line of credit. They do get it from Neas, but at the same time, the pirates who want their revenge, and they're also coming through the same gate towards them. And then the operator's like, hey, let's pretend we don't see the pirates. So they all leave. And Liam, thanks to the Dark Spirit, wanders into the gate control and is like, oh, they are opening the gate for us. But it looks like they left something open, and I'll just move this train track to the side. So the pirate ships all pop out right at the Imperial training fleet, surrounded, and Liam drives his fleet right on through, finds a completely undefended treasure planet. You know, there's just a bunch of ships that are powered down. They wipe them all out, and they win.
And they get back Christiana.
Yeah, now we get to talk about Christiana. I've been skipping over her parts just to kind of recap when we find her. So Christiana, she was captured, and then the pirates were like, we're going to experiment on you because that's what we do. And she's like, why would you do this? And they're like, because it's cool.
It's fun.
Yeah, they literally do say fun. I was trying to help them.
The guy's a sadist. This is what he gets off on. Some villains are like that.
Him and the scientist. Yep. And then so Liam finds the scientist, and the scientist is like, I'll help you. And he kills the scientist. And then Christiana's like, kill me. And Liam's like, I'm going to save you. And then they're like, what? That's like, they have to regenerate her body. She has been turned into a monster. Her eyeballs are literally in her hands.
She's like a labyrinth hag, basically.
I thought they were going to find out, like, she's actually like this really cool mecha pilot, but she likes to stay in her mecha because of the experiments. But they went full on body horror Cronenberg style here.
Like the first one, like her, because they're like, hey, we're gonna let one of your girls go. Oh no, actually, you were just picking the first person we're going to experiment on, and like she's the thing. Like,
yeah. Well, and
what happened to me?
It was so crazy because so Tanya and I were sitting there, we were like, what the heck's going on? And they strapped the girl down to the chair, and then the scientist like bursts his arms out from underneath his lab coat. And we're like, so like, does he just have 100 lab coats and he just breaks out a different one every time? And then he's getting his saws out and he's coming towards her and he's terrifying her, and then all of a sudden they're also electrocuting her. So, like, what the heck is, like, they're electrocuting her while performing surgery. Like, forget your precision for his bioenhancement surgery. It's just, it's so silly that it's ridiculous. Absolutely crazy.
I'll have to say, this was a weird tonal shift for me, because like literally the episode before, they're like making jokes and we're trying to make sales, everything's light and happy, and oh, by the way, we're doing horrific experiments on these girls.
Yeah. Crazy.
You guys' thoughts on Christiana?
Okay. I didn't. I'm trying to couch this here because like I don't want to make it seem like I'm a weird sadist. However, you know, she's definitely just like standard side character princess, there's not a lot of work done on her character as far as her beforehand.
The scientists worked very hard. No, I'm kidding.
Once she's saved and healed and in a mecha, I thought it was amazing because she took her trauma and just lost her mind, and it's so cathartic to watch. I actually really enjoyed that. And then, because she's so grateful to him, Liam, she attempts to throw herself at him, and he's just like, you're not a robot, go away.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. Damn it, it's another real girl that wants me.
I was hoping she'd get the final kill on the pirate captain.
Yeah,
I was too.
Yeah.
But it was cool to see her berserk out against the pirates after everything she goes through.
Not just berserk out, but like she starts laughing maniacally. Like, oh, you are becoming the thing that you were fighting.
Yeah. I love what they did with her eyes. It was clear insanity taking over.
It's a little horrific what they do to her in a non-horror anime, but it's not the worst thing in the anime either. So
true.
They save her and they're like, oh my god, that's gonna be so expensive. He's like, we just found Treasure Planet, guys. We can pay for it. And they do.
Yeah, he was so evil that he saved these girls and turned them back normal.
Also, with the money, he buys 5,000 more ships, which means another scene of Neos.
No, he was scammed into 5,000 ships.
He did basically say no, and she's like, 5,000, bye. But what this causes is Yasushi sees her and gets upset again and puts him through new, extensive, harder training to punish him, which is, hey, here's 1,000 tennis balls flying at your face at the same time. And Liam's like, oh, master, I think I can't do this with just one sword. He's like, you find a way. And he's like, oh, master's teaching me to use magic to create a shield. And he creates a bubble shield.
Yep.
That can reflect the projectiles back.
And then Yasushi retires. I'm done. I'm out.
I love his reasoning here, by the way. He's like, I wasn't expecting that for one. For two, he's not only so far surpassed what I had expected, he's going to kill me. So I need to go.
He's killed multiple corrupt officials. When he finds out that I've been lying to him, I'm dead.
We see a merchant visit Liam, give him his bribe of gold. But in this universe, again, gold is... it's like he gave him a bag of pennies.
Mm-hmm.
They have a conversation about it of like, oh, I love gold. They're like, that's not really a good metal. That's really abundant and cheap, and it's not really helpful for anything. But I love it.
He's like, I want to be Scrooge McDuck and have a bath in gold. He's like, oh, because gold's was hygienic or something. Yeah. And he's like, no, you're missing the point. Oh, you're making this worse for me.
Ruining it.
Brian. Shut up, Brian.
This is the episode where he's like, okay, time to go. I've had some success. We've got some money. Time to go full evil lord. I want a room with a pool full of liquor, meat hanging from the ceiling, and a harem of women. And then they go through those each one by one. And Magi's like, so you want to drink the pool or swim in the pool? He's like, I want to swim in it, but then it'd be gross to drink. And she's like, well, we'd have to filter it, and then it would just be water. It's like, oh.
My favorite part of this exchange is the first complaint that she does. She's like, well, what kind of alcohol are you going to use? Because if it's anything like 40%, you're going to kill everybody with the fumes in the room.
Yeah, it'll be explosive.
And it could be explosive.
And then anything cheap, the filter will just turn into water. And then, the meat, that'll rot. You get diseases. It'll smell. And then he's like, okay, the harem. They're like, yeah, you should have had a harem a while ago. They're like, we got 1,000 people. He's like, I wanted 100. They're like, oh, so small a harem. And the butler's like, harem, fake babies. Quit banging your robot maid.
Yeah.
Um, Chris. Oh, and this is the scene where he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna go out and find my own harem because I'm an evil lord. I don't want people to want it," which is weird. But then he goes out into the city and he finds this cute girl and he's like, "Hey!" And she turns around and she's blowing a bubble out her nose because that is the new fashion in the city. You put this little thing in your nose and you blow a
Nose
bubble
ring,
out of it.
and then you blow a bubble out of your nose
Nose
ring.
balloons, they call them.
Those balloons. And then
This is the newest color.
he goes home and he bans them from his planet because he hates them so much. And then he complains like, "What's all the swimwear? Like normal clothes are cool, but then everyone's like head to toe in swimwear.
Uh-huh.
Like, oh yeah, that covers from the UV rays, and it's quite fashionable. This is supposed to be skin space magic world."
It also blocks my lust.
I feel like this Jeremy was channeling through the character at this.
I was loving this. It was so good. It was so good.
Christiana awakes and she vows to serve Liam, who could have seen that coming.
Weird.
More thriving. He also now he has Imperial soldiers who have been regimented to his forces, and they're like, "This is a great fleet we're in. Ships are a little bare, but they're really effective." The guide gets super upset, and he convinces Goaz, the pirate captain, and what's left of his fleet, to attack Liam.
Did you catch that the guide, he manipulated things in the Empire to have these guys like get in trouble, and then like also relegated to this so that they would cause a rebellion. But instead they're just like, Liam's amazing.
Because they're good people, and he's like,
Right.
"Oh, he's being the evil lord. I'll send like good moral people and force them into his fleet." And they're like, "Yeah, he's a good guy. He's like a real good guy."
It's just misunderstandings all around. It's great.
So yeah, the pirate captain's gonna attack. Amagi and Liam have a conversation about him finding a mate. Sure. And then we get the scene of Amagi yelling at the maids, like, "You're not allowed to be close to them." Like, "Aren't you close to him?" "Yeah, but I have to be. He forces me every night."
I don't think that was in the anime.
Yeah, she didn't go that far.
What I heard must have been in the dub.
There was no dub.
There's no dub. Yeah, it was in the dub then.
Dub in Troy's mind.
The pirates are picked up on radar. This is a bit weird because the pirates are picked up and they're like, "Oh, here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we can do." And he's just sitting there bored. And then the guide freezes time and comes in and is like, "You should attack him." What I don't understand is why Liam had a choice. I feel like the pirates were coming. Is there a reason they wouldn't be attacked in time?
Why
Why is Liam bored here?
Liam's bored because it's been 3 days and he expects immediate combat, but space combat
No,
over many miles takes a long time.
That's when he leaves. They're still on the planet. This is before the guide has frozen time and been like, "You should go and get even more treasure."
You're right.
He's like, "Whatever, I don't even care." And if he hadn't gone to attack him, the pirates are still showing up. This battle is imminent. You're right. It stays away. But
yeah,
he just seems so uninterested in the pirates are coming. And I was like, is it an automatic win if he doesn't leave? Is there something I'm missing here?
The only thing that I could see there is that the calculation that it was going to be a 3.8% chance was voiced at that point. And so he may have just been mulling over possibly abandoning the whole thing and leaving, which would be bad, but not as bad as getting caught by the Pirate King and turned into a monster, which is clearly what the guide wants. So that might have been why the guide said that, was to push him over the threshold and say, "No, there are no other options. Go fight him. Go fight him so you can lose." Because we don't know what other choice he might have had. We know that the people on the planet would have died, but if he really was going to be a bad guy, he could have abandoned him.
I thought it was weird that he was just like, "Whatever, pirates again." When they're like, "Hey, yeah, this is a strong wipe us out kind of fleet." But oh well.
He should have had a response of like, what are they doing in my territory? I want to go and wipe them out. I
Yeah.
agree with that.
Yeah, because there is a scene. The guide freezes time and is like, you could kill him and get the fortune and glory of defeating the pirate captain. And then he's like, okay, that's what we're doing. And they do. And then you're right. He's bored because days of space travel. And then even once the battle has begun, it's literally just posturing the fleets trying to make sure there's no
Create a
openings.
weakness.
Yeah, create weaknesses. The pirates use a kamikaze fleet of previously captured forces to create an opening, and then the Liam's leaders, lieutenants or whatever, are like, okay, well, we'll go to the front line and we'll sacrifice. He's like, whoa, no, we're not doing that. We're not sacrificing. Is where he gives a speech of like, no one's allowed to die without my permission. I own your blood. I own everything. I'm an evil lord. And they're all like, he's so cool. He's so heroic. And I do think this was again another good way of where like his true self is shining through, even though he's using words of like, I'm evil, as he's telling everyone like, we're all equal and we're all gonna survive this. So he gives Amagi control of the fleet, and then he launches out in his mecha, and the battle starts. And this is actually a decent battle. I was impressed because the other ones have just been kind of like rocket punch joke, grab a laser out of a magic portal, yada yada. This had some stakes. He starts losing pieces off his mech. He's more powerful, but the pirates' heads that swivel around and turn into cannons was really cool.
Actually, the first time it happened, I had to pause and rewind because I was like, what did I just see?
Yeah, it was neat.
I love that he got a huger hand and then a bigger blade so he could do his flash technique bigger. And then it actually took out capital ships and not just other mechas, which was funny.
Power of the spiral coursed through him for a little while there.
Jeremy, I'm going to lose it. No. The dumbest power I've ever heard.
The spiral.
The arm was clearly inspired by Gurren Lagann.
I'm just
definitely in there.
Yep.
Dumb power.
And it gets dumber.
Like a spiral.
Stop it.
It's like a
or
theme.
An anti-spiral.
It's like a whole theme.
Can we move on?
Hey, we don't. Jeremy loves dumb anime. I don't know why he's complaining.
We don't do themes here.
Beat. We don't do that here. Just want content with giving us information. He's getting overwhelmed, and then Christiana joins the battle, and this is where she starts berserking, but it helps turn the tide. Also, just Amagi's general maneuvers and the fact that he can take out capital ships with a swing of sword. And also super rocket punch, which is like a dozen rocket missiles flying everywhere, blowing everything up.
What's crazy is that
some of them
they grab and pull too.
Yeah.
And also have weird hand gestures that go back and forth once it hits. Never mind.
Oh my god, you're right. I didn't even think of that.
Good stuff.
Got weird.
The pirate captain decides to leave his fleet behind, but Liam finds his ship and disables it, and him and his team board it. Once on board, the guide powers up the pirate captain. Liam kills a bunch of first mates and pirates that are like, "Oh, I'll totally be on your side." Just kills them. Then he finds, thanks to the doggy, a super katana. And then he goes and fights the pirate captain, and his sword, it can't cut him. Oh, but super katana can. And he slices him up, and it's very anticlimactic. And the pirate captain keeps being like, "Oh, I surrender. Oh, I attack again. Oh, you sliced me up again. I'm sorry. I feel bad now." And then he kills the pirate captain.
My favorite part of that exchange was the pirate captain's like, "I'll give you like amazing amounts of treasure. There's treasure you don't know about it." And Liam's just like, "I already have all your treasure. You have nothing to offer me." I thought that was cool.
Not really how he said it. If I get called out, you get called out.
He tried.
That's the gist. Whatever. Not making
I
up
get-
stuff from the no dub.
Just to throw out one little extra complaint as we wrap up here. I do find it very frustrating where we have these adult characters get put into child bodies, and then they have the experience of the adult, but they don't have the wisdom anymore. Like the wisdom seems to disappear of like, I've lived a long life. He's a bit of a hothead. He acts like a young teen. And I know by this point he's 40 years old, but they're like, it's teenage.
Well, to one counter,
And maybe that's because of anime.
When you're in an older body, you don't have the same hormones rushing
Hormones.
through your body that you would as a teen. Just saying.
That is true.
But we don't know what kind of hormones a 40-year-old space mecha magic man would have.
We don't.
Given his appearance, he equates to probably about
17.
17.
Tell that to the 5-year-old and what his hormones did.
Well, I'm not. Yeah, don't even want to go there.
Ugh.
All right, he kills the pirate captain, which I was honestly surprised at. Not because he's clearly a character who will do that, but he was like, "Yeah, we're gonna capture you. We're gonna get all this information," and then he's like, never mind." He went so out of his way to be like, "Hey, tell the guy to get the interrogator ready. We got the guy. We're sending him in." And
Well,
he's like,
he thought that he'd get more of a bounty if he
Reward,
brought him in
yeah.
alive. As soon as he found out he didn't have to,
"Oh, I missed
bye bye
that.
pirate.
That makes sense then." Notice how I'm not complaining about a character decision. Weird.
I feel like
Okay,
shots have been fired, but I'm not understanding.
Justice was meted out, and it was good.
See, here's the thing. I'm fine with that. That doesn't bother me at all. Characters
Okay.
get to make their character choices, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Jason.
complain about that for endless amount of episodes.
What are we talking about? And if that was the case, a 5-year-old making choices as a character, I guess we wouldn't complain about that, huh?
Not that one. It's the fact that he actually killed the bad guy instead of bringing him back and facing justice in a court or something.
Oh yeah,
Execution.
yeah. I did enjoy that.
No. Every time someone doesn't do that,
Yeah, it's a problem.
you do that. And here I am, who usually defends that, and I'm not sitting here whining and complaining.
Well,
I'm
right. Why would you when
out.
you're in why would you when you're in the wrong? I just doesn't make sense.
Oh. Is it the same to point it out when you don't do it? To be like, hey, look at this thing I'm not doing.
Look at this thing. Look how great I am.
Yeah, look how amazing.
Are you new to this podcast? This is my one move. All right. The battle's over. They win. Girls strip. A lot of girls stripping here for a little while, and then he's invited to an award ceremony, and is at the Empire for his defeating of the pirates, and his parents are there, but they're real mad that the AI robot they bought him is also there. They're like, "Hey, get that AI robot we bought out of here. We hate it." And he's like, "No, you guys get out of
Boy.
here."
Apparently.
Parents and grandparents.
Really weird.
Yeah, the grandparents were there too.
Kicks them out, and then the guide goes and they're like, "Oh, yeah, he's kind of a jerk." And the guide's like, "Hey, what if you want to assassinate him?" And they're like, we should take him, take back over our own kingdom, and then assassinate him." And they go to the chancellor, and the chancellor's like, "No, he pays his taxes. You never paid your taxes."
It
And they're like,
instantly reminded me of the Mark Hamill Joker scene where he's what? No, I'll take on Batman, but I ain't taking on the IRS.
Yeah, so the chancellor says no, and so they leave, and then Amagi's like, "Oh, the secret deal we had worked. And he's like, yeah, you didn't need that. They really don't pay their taxes, and I don't like them. And their whole thing was like, yeah, but he has an AI robot that we buy him. So he should not be in charge. And he's like, that's not a law. We're just prejudiced against it. That's fine. And then Amagi's like, hey, because AI prejudice is so rampant, it is best if I leave you. And he's like, don't leave me. She's like, all right, I won't leave you.
Basically, he holds himself hostage to get her to stay.
Yeah,
And
he's
then-
like, I'll end up in a ditch if you leave me.
Yeah.
And the strings rise, and Celine Dion's like, my heart will go on.
Yes, and a robot cries.
And a robot cries. And she decides to stay.
Yep.
Using the logic of the 3 robot laws.
The end.
Which, by the way, I don't know if anyone's read those books, but those laws never really work out for anybody. It always backfires.
Yeah.
It's kind of the theme of those laws.
Wait,
It's not important to this.
hold on.
They're good books. They were hard to read when I was a kid, though.
Oh, wait. I thought it was a movie with Will Smith.
No. I still enjoyed that movie, but yeah, no, it's about as similar as the Foundation series, or I can't stand it, but maybe even the Wheel of Time series is to the books.
I don't have anything more to say about the anime. You guys want to go to final reviews? Do you have anything else?
I'm happy to go to reviews.
Hey, Jason.
Yeah.
You picked it. You have to
Mhm.
do final review. You're first.
Um,
You can start anytime you want. It's just jump in there and get your review
well,
out. So
the
audience
anime was definitely had its ups and downs. There was some distasteful stuff. There was some weird horror, but also like it just wasn't very serious, and the had some good comedy. I don't usually, what is the funny? I don't really jive well with anime comedy, but this one got me a couple times. It's kind of middle of the road for me. I'm just gonna give it a 3.
Jeremy, your thoughts?
I really liked it. I didn't think I was going to. It took a little while for it to pick up steam. It was for the first half, it was just a decent anime with some issues, but it really came through in the latter half, and I got to give it a 4. Yeah, it's a 4. Tanya gave it a 4 too.
I do think the latter half is better. I can agree with that. Its biggest sin is that it's just generic. It's not really breaking any new ground. It is funny though, and it had some clever ideas in it. That start is rough, puts a really bad taste in my mouth, but that's also very much personal. And like, it's a 2 for me, and that's very personal taste. I just these generic 10-word titles, and I just I'm so done with them, and I have a feeling we're not done with them. So
I cannot wait to pick another.
till next pick by Jason. Okay. Maybe I could do the trick where I don't actually watch it and just kind of nod along again.
How did
You
that
know,
make you
Tanya-
feel?
Yeah, right. Tanya's actually told me you should do that sometime when it's a really bad anime, and I'm like, I can't. I have
did
hard
it.
enough time.
It was a mini-sode that I had literally said I wouldn't watch it, and then I only lied right when we recorded. So just for clarification, I've never done that on a real episode.
Not permission.
All right. Yeah, that's final reviews. And then we say if you have thoughts about the anime we just watched, what's it called, Jason?
I'm the evil lord of an intergalactic empire.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can leave us comments on our website, theanimebakaclub.com. Yeah. On Twitter at Baka Podcast.
X.
Or wherever you found
Yeah.
the podcast. Yeah. I like the website comments the best.
Yeah.
And email.
Because we gotta get them clicks. All right, let's say goodbye.
Thanks for listening.
Tasty.
Sayonara.